Good day everyone and good day to you, ma'am. So my name is Rafael Ryan A. Magtahas. So my topic for today is all about democracy, direct democracy, indirect democracy, and liberal democracy. So first, we are going to talk about democracy. Democracy is derived from the ancient Greek word kratos, meaning power or rule. The term democracy and the classical conception of democratic rule are firmly rooted in ancient Greece. Democracy therefore means rule by the demons. Demons stand for many or the people. Moreover, the modern understanding of democracy is dominated by the form of electoral democracy that has developed in the industrialized West called liberal democracy. So democracy has two contrasting model of democracy. We have direct democracy and representative democracy. So democracy is a form of government in which the people vote directly against or in favor of decision, policy, and law. In a simple term, it is ruled by the people. Example of this is any system of government in which the people vote their elected representative into parliament. So the US is an example of democracy. They have a representative democracy in which the people choose the executive and legislative officials for the debate that interests the people. So we have two types of democracy. We have direct and indirect democracy. In a Gettysburg Address delivered at the time of the American Civil War, Abraham Lincoln extolled the virtues of what he called government of the people, by the people, and for the people. The first government by the people is based upon the idea that the public participates in government and indeed governs itself, popular self-government. The second, government for the people, is linked to the notion of the public interest and the idea that government benefits the people whether or not they themselves rule. A form of direct democracy has also survived in modern societies in the practice of selecting juries on the basis of lot. Public offices were filled in Athenian times. Representative democracy or indirect democracy may nevertheless qualify as a form of democracy on the ground that, however limited or ritualized, it may appear the act of voting remains as a vital source of popular power. Some advocates of representative democracy acknowledge its limitation, but argue that it is the only practicable form of democracy in modern conditions. The most fundamental objection to the direct democracy is, however, that ordinary people lack the time, maturity, and specialist knowledge to rule wisely on their own behalf. So direct democracy is a form of democracy in which the electorate decide on policy initiative without elected representation as precise, or may operate through an assembly of citizens or by means of referendum initiative, in which the citizen vote on issue instead for a candidate or representative. For example, this is in Switzerland, practices a modified form of direct democracy, in which the citizens have the power to vote on any law enacted by the national legislature through a public vote. So meaning in Switzerland, ang mga citizen dito is they are formulate the policy and law. So sila rin mismo ang mag-formulate sa policy and law. Di na nila ipamaagi sa pagpili sa usa ka representative or candidate, kundi sila na mismo, from the word direct. Next, we have indirect democracy. Indirect democracy, it is a system of government in where the citizen elect representative to make decision and law. So, for example of this in our country, in the Philippines, is example of indirect democracy or representative democracy, in which nga kita in election is botar ta sa usa ka leader na katong leader nga siya may mismo formulate sa usa ka policy and law. Dili pa sa direct democracy nga ang citizen ra ang mag-formulate sa ila ang policy and law. Pero dili sa tuwa is kita mismo Filipino citizen, kita mo mismo mo pili or mag-vote sa candidate or representative nga sila na mismo ang mag-formulate sa policy and law. So next, we have four political philosophers. First, we have Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Rousseau was viewed democracy as the most important means through which humans can achieve freedom or autonomy, in the sense of obedience to a law, one prescribed to oneself. For Rousseau, this ultimate means obedience to the general will, although he was less clear about the process mechanism through which the general will would emerge. So Jean-Jacques Rousseau, he was a Swiss-born philosophy, writer, and composer. He is best known for his political philosophy, particularly his idea about social contract theory and the concept of the noble savage. Next, you have Joseph Schumpeter, a Marvian-born U.S. economist and sociologist. He viewed that the political democracy is analogous to an economic market, had considerable influence upon later rational choice theory. So, Joseph Schumpeter was an Austrian-American economist who is considered one of the most important economic thinkers of the 20th century. Joseph is known for his theory of creative destruction, and which emphasized the role of innovation and entrepreneurship, in which driving the economic growth. Third is Crawford McPherson. Crawford McPherson is a Canadian political philosopher. McPherson developed a leftist form of liberalism that reflects the influence of Marxism. His critique of liberal democracy stressed liberalism with democratic features and acknowledged its bias in favor of capitalism. McPherson's major work include the political theory of possessive individualism, democratic theory, and the life and the times of liberal democracy. So Crawford McPherson was a Canadian political philosopher known for his work of liberalism and his critique of modern capitalism. And also, he is considered a leading figure in the development of neoliberalism, a school of thought that emphasized the importance of the individual liberty and limited government. Fourth one is we have Robert Dahl. Robert Dahl is a U.S. political scientist. Robert is a leading exponent of pluralist theory. He contrasts modern democratic system with the classical democracy of ancient Greece. His empirical studies lead to him to conclude the system of competitive election prevent any permanent elite from emerging and ensures wide. Robert Major's work include a preface to a democratic theory, dilemmas of pluralist democracy, and a preface to economic democracy. So Robert Dahl is a prominent American political scientist who made a significant contribution to the study of democracy, political institution, and power. And also, he is known for his empirical approach to political analysis and his advocacy for democratic values. Next is liberal democracy. Liberal democracy, Bernard Crick has pointed out that democracy is the most promiscuous of political terms, in the sense that the word means different things to the people. Democracy is an example of an essentially contested concept. Francis Fukuyama proclaimed that the worldwide triumph of liberal democracy, describing it as the end of the history. The liberal state is based upon the principle of the limited government, the idea that the individual enjoys some measures of protection from the state. Liberal democracy as the capital or the bourgeois democracy, manipulated and controlled by the in-charge power of the private property. The traditional Marxist critique of liberal democracy has focused upon the inherent tension between democracy and capitalism. So liberal democracy, it is a form of government that characterized by the individual's right and freedom of the rule, laws of universal suffrage, and the system of check, balances, on the government power. And also it is a form of government that values of the equality, dignity, and worth of every person, and also it upholds the basic rights and promote common goods. So example of this in the United States, the two-thirds of the states require their citizens to provide the identification to vote, which also provide the states IDs for free. The decision made through the election are made by those who are member of the electorate and who choose to participate by voting. So now that's all for my report, and thank you.